morning, everyone. I wanted to do a flip through video of the two newest journals that I've just completed. These are two 60s themed journals, 1960s, and I'm going to go through one at a time. They're both pretty similar in their size and what they have inside, but each one has their own little unique flair. So we will start with the coral colored one. This one is called Dishy Coral. It is made of a Reader's Digest book. I made a new spine for it. The spines were in awful shape, so I created a new one. It has 3 signatures. This is one of my favorite Reader's Digest covers, actually. I love the colors. It's tied with some dyed seam binding. It has 3 signatures, 30 pages each, a total of 89 pages. It would be 90 pages, but because 2 of the pages are sewed together to create a full page pocket, technically it's 89 pages long. 2-inch spine, and it measures 7.5 inches tall and 5 1/4 inches wide. Inside are at least 35 journal cards and tags for journaling, a variety of vintage book pages, stationery, handmade envelopes, and a couple of vintage envelopes in some of them, altar paper clips, vintage trims, laces, pieces of vintage fabric and sheets, vintage gift wrap, some discontinued wallpaper, and lots of magazine pages and ads. Okay, so let's start. In the beginning, I put a library card pocket with a card for you to personalize. We have a variety of journaling cards. This is a recipe. This is an ad. Vintage playing card. Another vintage ad. I learned how to make this from Lehman at Lace Covered Sky, so thank you for that, Lehman. These are so versatile for many different journals. Ledger paper. This is from a 1960s sewing book. Some stationery. This is from a 1960s woodworking or shop textbook that I found at I think it was just a book swap, a community book swap. We've got some tags in here. This is a little dress cut out from some vintage gift wrap that my sweet neighbor gave me. And then this is some 60s looking cloth, another idea from Lehman that I turned into a little coffee dyed label. Kool-Aid dyed paper here. This is another image from the one of the 60s sewing magazines. I believe this is also from the same magazine. This is actually from a wig ad. I thought the illustrations were awesome. They look like pointillism. And then this is some fringe trim that's super fun. This is from a science textbook. These pages that you'll see like this that are printed on both sides these are actually from MelStampz. She offers a lot of her papers on Flickr for download, so I used a lot of these in these journals. Doily, another ad. One of the recurring themes in these journals you'll notice is a lot of images from, I downloaded these from Etsy, from Fresh Cuts by Laurie Beth, just sewing pattern girls, and also some paper dolls, vintage paper dolls from the Etsy shop called Past Paper Pretties. This is a flip. Here's a really cool vintage ad for some sort of, I don't know if it's cream for your hair or for your skin, I'm not sure. I think it's hair. This is another MelStampz design page. This is from an adult coloring book. Altered paper clip here holding a envelope. A few of the envelopes have ephemera or extra pieces in them, and some of them I left blank. It was getting so full I decided not to overstuff it and let you add what you'd like. This is a little label that I made with my label maker. This is some acrylic brayered paper in the center signature. Another ad. This is from one of the paper doll digi kits from Past Paper Pretties. I just turned it into a little book. A Rolodex card. Fabric tab. Paint chip card. Newspaper ad. Another Fresh Cuts by Laurie Beth tag. Another magazine page image. All of these die cuts that you'll see came from a website called svgsilh.com. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they have so many great die cuts, and I just cut this out on my Scan and Cut. This is some vintage eyelet lace. This paper is a digi kit from Little Bindi. Love her work, so I thought these were just the most fun prints. This is a postage stamp from the 1960s. Another part of the science page. Some pom-pom trim on the Kool-Aid dyed paper. In the back of all these pages that we just showed. A belly band here with some fun journaling cards. And a tag for journaling. This was such a fun journal to make because of all of the bright colors. Great January project when everything is gray outside. This is another Little Bindi print. This is a shaker card from Huckleberry Hound children's book. And a tuck spot of a vintage Oldsmobile ad. Another ad turned into a card. This is from a music book for middle school. This is the vintage gift wrap that my neighbor gave me that I turned into lots of different ephemera. I just put a page of it in here. Another tag. And this is the front of one of the paper doll books from Past Paper Pretties. And a book page pocket. This is some vintage yo-yo that I got off Etsy. This is a magazine page that I thought was super kitschy. I had to add it. This is a Coke ad with really cool stuff on the back. This is from a First Ladies coloring book. So I picked the First Ladies from the 1960s. Kool-Aid dyed paper. Some more vintage trim that is Kool-Aid dyed. A random photograph. 1969 junior high. Another ad from a magazine. Another piece of that image I showed you earlier, and a guest check. This is a brayered dictionary page. This is the full page pocket with the, oops, I have that one, with two more tabs. And this is a full page Playtex gloves ad. That's why I had it this way, because it actually goes with this. Stationery page, some more MelStampz. I went to a yard sale last summer that they had boxes and boxes full of 60s tabloid magazines, and so this was cool. It shows all how to set your hair like all of the famous movie and TV stars. I believe this is Donna Reed. And these pages are pretty fragile, so I wanted to point that out. This is a envelope that I learned how to make from Liana again. Acetate window envelope, and it's made from a Better Homes and Gardens cookbook page. Altered paper clip. Fabric flip. Paint chip pocket. This is the background of the brayer project. I turned it into a variety of tags. Another image from the Fresh Cuts by Laurie Beth, and another ad from the 60s magazine. This is a discontinued wallpaper page. This is a fabric pieced patchwork pocket. I learned how to make this from Rock Paper Treasures on YouTube, so go check her out. Super easy and super fun to make. Another recipe card and another tag. By the way, all of these clip art type images I got off of Etsy from a seller. Let me see. The seller is called Julia Dreams Company, and she had a kit that was just all retro clip art, so that was fun. This is from a Better Homes and Gardens book. This is from a health textbook. Another discontinued wallpaper page. This is wallpaper Etsy image from Tailor-Made Journals on Etsy. Highly recommend her wallpaper packs. This is an altered paper clip with a tag, and then this is a flip out ad. I didn't want to cut that one up because it was awesome as is. Another MelStampz page. Music sheet. MelStampz page. This is from one of those little American Greeting or Hallmark gift books. This is another little bendy image. Love that. It looks like the patio furniture cushions to me. This is the stove. I think there was a tag earlier that went with this, but this is the stove ad from the 60s. I think it was Woman's Day magazine. This is just a tab. And two more tabs. That's one of the paper dolls. Some more brayered paper. This is a recipe page. Altered paper clip with a super fun envelope made from one of those wig images. This is a strip from a vintage sheet. I had to put this in there. I didn't really know exactly what to do with it, so I just pasted it onto this page. It'd be a really cool collage backdrop. The font is just amazing. This ad is a diet bread ad, and this is for yet another car. I think that might be a Ford. Okay, that is the Dishy Coral. Look for this one in my shop later today. Okay, this one is called Wallflower. It is tied with a couple of strips of vintage sheets sewn together. And on the front is a image from a 60s pattern magazine. I don't really know what to call it other than that. It was a magazine with different patterns that you could preview before purchasing in a fabric store. And this is some vintage ribbon threaded lace. Another one of those die cuts. Put a book page pocket in the front instead of a library pocket. vintage yo-yo. Another paint and chip pocket, Yahtzee card. Here's a comic strip from a vintage, I think it was 1963 newspaper. Tag. Another vintage sheet bit for a tag. More braided paper. This was a magazine image from one of those tabloids. This is a dictionary embellishment that I made. I made tons of these and I thought this one went well with this journal. This is a Pond's ad, and inside is the coupon that came with it. And another brayer tag. And here is a vintage postcard. I would totally eat here. That's cool. Some of these images that are not specific to an Etsy shop, I got from digitalscrapbooking.com. I highly recommend checking them out too as well. There aren't a whole lot of retro looking images, but this one caught my eye. This is from a Boy Scouts book, I believe, a Web Scouts manual. Here's another page from the wood shop textbook. Kool-Aid dyed paper, doily. This is just scrapbook paper. This is some vintage or vintage-esque pom-pom trim. Belly band with a tag and another shaker card. This one is from Yogi the Bear. Another ad. I thought that was so cool. You could order a color photo of your favorite movie star for 10 cents. And this is the outside label of some 1960s bias tape. Adult coloring page in the middle. This is a Sears towel ad. I remember when towels looked like this, that flips out for journaling space, and I also clipped with a paper clip I think it was Reader's Digest subscription card. Another one of those fabric tags. This is from a 1960s knitting manual, recipe card, and a little piece of Ford ad ephemera. Another one of the acetate envelopes. This one has a journaling card inside from a watch ad. A seed packet, another little die cut for you to place, and another ad with a flip. This is a page from the tabloid about a beetle contest they were having. I think it was naming a song. Yeah, song title. Discontinued wallpaper, paper clip, an altered handmade envelope. Oops, this one kind of got crimped. Another Boy Scout page. This is a piece from a magazine ad. Another one of those little dresses from the wallpaper. I'm sorry, the gift wrap. Journaling card. This is a stamp from 1969 from the moon landing. Another patchwork pocket from Rock Paper Treasures. This is a little ad for some coffee creamer. This is just a little hodgepodge of images. And then another tag from a magazine page. And this is vintage seam binding on the edge here. Another Hallmark gift book. Braided paper. Full page pocket with a book inside. This is another of Past Paper Pretty's paper doll kits. This is an article from one of the Reader's Digest that I have. I thought it was perfect for this book. Some more gift wrap, fabric flip. Another one of the labeling tags. The back of the Beatles ad. This is the creamer. I made it into a double pocket. This is another tailor-made journals wallpaper. Tie-dye. I got this free from designbundles.net. They had a whole pack of tie-dye. This is from a Reader's Digest story. Little newspaper clipping. Just a fun tag. This is from the health textbook. This is from a gardening book. I think it's called Gardening in Color. This is from a house plans book. These long ranchero type houses. Vintage sheet strip. A time card made into a journaling card and an index card. An image from a wig ad with some collaging. And I put a journaling card inside. This is more wallpaper. Another image from that fun magazine story. I love the hot pink. An ad from a, I think it was Woman's Day magazine with some cake mixes. We have a Rolodex card. We have a flower specimen card. This is a dandelion blossom. And some altered tags. Little half-page pocket with some tags. And that is the end of this journal. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check these out in my shop. Again, this one is called Wallflower, and the pink one was called Dishy Coral. And I hope you guys have a lovely day.